Are tracking. Today, no complaints whatsoever. 66. We can actually call this a touch cooler than the last few days in the upper 60s and low 70s. The sun out in full force. Clear skies, still 65 degrees downtown, 64 at the airport. No one really near the 70s, but quite the little surge we did see today. The remainder of the evening, no concerns. In fact, there's a few clouds out there in some areas. If you're seeing clouds now, they will clear for the remainder of the evening. And third day in a row, by 10 o'clock, temperatures are up above 50. In fact, today, starting at 11 a.m. all the way through 7 o'clock, you're above 60 degrees. You got a few hours to get out and soak it up. For tonight, we know how it goes. 20s, 30s for the Eastern Plains, teens and 20s for the high country. Third day in a row, I've said this as well. You'll need a jacket to start the day. Give it an hour or two. 70s, maybe 80s in the extreme southeastern corner will make a return. Another real nice start to the day. 40s, 50s for the high country. We are on the streak of 10 to 20 degrees up above average. Tomorrow will be no different. Here's the difference that does arrive tomorrow. Big fire concerns. A majority of southern Colorado and a lot of the eastern plains are included in these alerts. By about noon, we'll start to watch our winds move in. Gusts to 40 miles per hour. They will be possible. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to hold on to high fire danger. Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins, Fort Morgan, you're not included. It doesn't meet the criteria, but fire concerns are elevated. Just use extreme caution. I like to say common sense on these days. It's one of the more widespread days of 2025 so far. What I can tell you, Denver, you're not included, and you will be tempted to enjoy this weather. 11 all the way to 7, once again, above the 60-degree mark. You just want to hold off on grilling or any flame-starting activities. Use extreme caution with that. All of this wind, it arrives with our next system. Let's time that out talking about rain and snow. Thursday night, rain and snow showers in the southwestern corner. All snow as we get towards your Friday morning commute. West of Frisco, Summit County, mainly, there will be significant concerns up across the high country for the morning commute. Once the afternoon arrives, the sun will do some of its melting magic. What we will also see is rain and snow drop in elevation. At this point, mainly rain for Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins, much of the eastern plains. We're going to watch the Palmer Divide up, watch this, to the northeastern corner for some flakes to mix in. It's not looking like much can accumulate given our warm temperatures, but that's the zone that we will watch for some of these concerns. 4 to 12 inches widespread across the high country. Our hardest hit areas will pick up perhaps a foot, maybe just north at about 14 inches. So we will be watching through Friday morning with the wind gusts. You're going to want to avoid high country travel, or at least plan to be running into some of this significant snow. I told you, mainly rain down here in elevation. It is a first alert weather day. That's because watch the winds as I put this into motion. Statewide, for that matter, you're looking at 40, 50 mile per hour gusts. I think this is underdone for the eastern plains. We're going to be looking at gusts up to about 60 miles per hour at the minimum. But it's so quick moving. The storm arrives by Friday morning. It's out by Friday night. You take a look at the super 7-day forecast. We are going to first alert you on Friday for the winds, the rain, the big pattern change, cooler temperatures. We'll waste no time warming back up. 60s and 70s could make a return as we're starting next week. You know, guys, we get in these ups and downs. And next Wednesday, I'm going way ahead of myself here. I always do it. It's going to snow.